4.
The man at the center of the blue alert, a top 10 most wanted fugitive in the state, has been arrested in Dallas. Hello, everybody. I'm Heather Hayes.
And I'm Steve Eager. There was a $35,000 reward in place for the capture of Benjamin Song. The FBI arrested him at a Dallas apartment complex this afternoon. Song is now the 14th person arrested for an ambush outside an ICE detention center. An Alvarado police officer was shot and injured. Fox 4's Amelia Jones has more from the investigation. Amelia.
Heather, Steve, we're working to learn more about the specifics on Benjamin Song's capture. This morning, the acting U.S. attorney for the Northern District of Texas said that Song is believed to be one of the shooters in the July 4th ambush attack. 2 people were arrested earlier this week for allegedly helping Song evade arrest. The week-long manhunt for Benjamin Song ended Tuesday. The U.S. Attorney's Office for the Northern District of Texas shared he was arrested by FBI agents at an apartment complex in Dallas. Song is the 14th person arrested in connection with the ambush on officers at the Prairieland Detention Center in Alvarado in Johnson County. Court documents say on July 4th, the group dressed in military-style black clothing shot off fireworks, sprayed graffiti, and shot at correctional officers when they came outside. A responding Alvarado police officer was shot in the neck and survived. Song, a Marine reservist, is believed to be one of the shooters.
Because our information is that he is a Marine, he had training. He also is believed to be one of the shooters at the scene of the crime. He certainly knew how to use firearms.
Monday, federal officials announced the arrests of John Thomas and Lynette Sharp. The 2 are charged with accessory after the fact for their roles in helping Song evade arrest. According to the criminal complaint, Thomas told officers Song was his roommate and that they lived in the Oak Cliff neighborhood of Dallas. Song allegedly hid overnight near the detention center after the attack. Thomas allegedly admitted to police that he picked Song up in Alvarado on July 5th and took him to a home in North Dallas where he was house sitting. According to investigators, chat room conversations also showed Thomas and Sharp had a hand in orchestrating the attack.
They were involved in signal chats, which show reconnaissance, planning, a Google map, the location of nearby police departments.
Song faces 3 counts of attempted murder of federal agents and 3 counts of discharging a firearm in relation to a crime of violence. If convicted, he faces anywhere between 10 years to life in prison. The criminal complaint also says Song allegedly purchased 4 of the guns used in the ambush attack. He's currently being held at the Johnson County Jail. Heather, Steve, back to you.
All right, Amelia Jones, thank you.
Country music stars are using their talents to raise money for Central Texas flood relief. We say good morning to Tara Ward and Ryan Fox, hosts of 99.5's Wake Up with the Wolf show. Good morning, guys.
Good morning, Brandon. We thought we could tell you about Pat Green or just bring Pat Green to you to tell you about Pat Green performing tonight on YouTube, 6:30. It's a live stream. There's going to be everyone that you love. Miranda Lambert is going to be there, John Party, Corey Kent, Cross Canadian Ragweed, Eli Young Band, Flatland Calvary, Bob Schneider is going to be there. My goodness.
Dirks Bentley. Tell us about it, Pat.
William Clark Green called me at about 7 this morning.
Okay.
I wasn't sure which side of the night he got into, but anyway, I lost my brother, my sister-in-law, John and Julia, and their 2 boys. Thankfully, our niece has survived, and now it's trying. I started thinking about how can we rebuild the life around her, and then I thought about how many thousands of people across the great state have been directly affected by this, and how many other families have to do the same thing, have to rebuild. And anyway, so go to the Pat Green Foundation, thepatgreenfoundation.com, or my YouTube page. But we're giving money to the Do It Foundation, to the Do It for Do It Foundation, Kirk County Relief, and Texar, through my foundation. But we just wanted to make sure that all of the money was 100% pass through, that there was nobody getting their hands on it, and just taking care of all these people that have been affected.
Right.
And it's a beautiful opportunity for you to have the gift to get together with so many other Texans that love Texas this much, and you've been part of all of our highs and our lows too. So you're going to be healing all of us together tonight.
Tonight, it is Globe Life Field, no audience, but it's going to be a live stream. And we're
I got control of all these people, these famous people. I got control of their computers. Dude, I'm buying a new house right after it. So.
Hey, and Pat,
I'm trying to bring levity to the situation that is so incredibly serious, and I don't, I just want to give so much love to my parents who are dealing with not only losing their children, but their grandchildren, and this is a great thing for Texas to get behind.
Yeah, and I wanted to say, on behalf of all of us here at Good Day, our deepest condolences for the loss of your family. I wanted to ask you, what does it tell you when you see people from all over, literally all over the world, coming to Central Texas to not only help in the search efforts, but also so many people who have stepped up to donate money?
I think that I don't think anybody can deny tragedy when tragedy truly exists. So I don't think, I mean, everybody around the world has felt, the pain of hurricanes and tsunamis and earthquakes and, whatever else that can come and destroy our lives. So what it feels like is like, okay, humanity is still alive and kicking.
Yeah, no, it is. It is. And I've heard a lot of people say this is a perfect example of Texans being Texans.
I don't know of anything that stands behind Texas better than Texas.
Yeah. And also, Josh Abbott also just canceled a concert scheduled for this weekend for personal reasons. His wife said that they lost close friends in the floods. So tickets are on sale today for the benefit concert in September. And Tara and Ryan, I was going to ask you guys, I mean, it just looks like the country music industry is just a big family that stands together.
Yeah, I mean, you look at Miranda Lambert, pitching in for this tonight with Pat. She's got something else that she's going to be doing as well, because, it's not only Texans, but I feel like the whole country is feeling this more than anything in a while, right?
Well, like I said, I think tragedy is a very that's a thick web, and it affects just about everybody because they've either seen it or know somebody that's seen it, or they felt it themselves. Yeah.
And Brandon, all these artists have performed in every single one of these little small towns that have been affected by all of the flooding, and they feel connected to these towns when they go because it's such an intimate time to meet them when they're younger baby artists. So I know that they feel compelled to give back because this is part of their journey and their story too. Right. And that's what's so beautiful about the Texas country community and the country community. It really is like a big family. It's why we love working in country music so much. It truly, truly is.
Please donate. It's tonight, 6:30, and watch Pat and his friends. It's going to be great. Yeah,
I want to let folks know you can listen to Tara Ward with Ryan Fox, the all-new Wake Up with the Wolf show, 5 to 10 a.m. on 99.5 The Wolf. Tara and Ryan, of course, it's always a pleasure. Pat, thank you so much this morning for sharing your story and spending time with us. Appreciate it.
Brandon.
Good morning, Brandon. Lauren. Robert Roberson was convicted of killing his daughter back in 2002, but this morning his lawyers argue new evidence proves his innocence. We will figure out what that evidence is at the hearing at 10 a.m. Prosecutors argued he killed his daughter by way of shaken baby syndrome. He's been on death row ever since. He was set to meet his fate last October. However, a last-minute request from lawmakers delayed the execution. Last month, Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton called for Roberson's new date to be October 16th. Roberson's team immediately objected that request. He still has an open case with the Texas Court of Criminal Appeals. Again, that new hearing set for 10 a.m. this morning. The judge there will decide whether or not to proceed with Paxton's request.
The list of candidates to be the next leader of the Fort Worth Police Department is out, and North Texans are going to be very familiar with at least one of them. Good evening, I'm Clarice Tinsley. Just months after leaving the Dallas Police Department to take an assistant city manager job in Austin, Eddie Garcia is looking to make a return to North Texas. Fox 4's Deanna England joins us with a look at the other people who are on that short list. Deanna.
Hi there, Clarice. Well, this hiring process has spanned the better part of 3 months. It has included more than 50 candidates. However, today, a final 4 have emerged.
The most important hire, one of the most important hire, if not the most important hire, is your police chief.
Community advocates weighing in now that a crowded field of candidates to lead Fort Worth PD has narrowed to 4.
I can tell you that our communities are safer today than they were 60 days ago.
The interim Fort Worth Police Chief, Robert Aldrich, has led the department since May.
Chief Aldrich is an excellent candidate, without a doubt. He knows the city. That's going to be, I think, the most beneficial part of his resume is that he has experience here.
Looking at where the calls for service that impact our officers.
Former Dallas Police Chief and current Austin Assistant City Manager Eddie Garcia. His desire for the job may be the biggest surprise. It is not without some concern.
When you realize he didn't stay very long in Dallas, he went to Austin as Assistant City Manager, and he certainly has not been there long. How long would he be here if he were chosen? That would be my only concern.
I would hope that the police chief will have a 5-year contract minimum, at minimum, as a commitment to what you want to do with the city of Fort Worth.
We will do better on the front end of any policies we create.
A former chief in Galveston and deputy chief within DPD, Vernon Hale.
Mr. Hale out of Dallas, police chief, a couple of times over in different cities, has his pulse on the community as well. So it'll be a very hard choice.
It's about getting certain training for the officers, like gang intervention.
And from Los Angeles, having risen through the ranks at LAPD, Deputy Chief Imada Tingarides.
I understand it's coming with an exemplary record of being a community kind of police officer who knows how to get things done, who knows how to come up with programs that work in a city as complex as Los Angeles. So I'm impressed.
You have 4 very strong, qualified candidates, each bringing, a litany of experience.
Fort Worth City Manager Jay Chapa, in a statement, says the city's commitment toward embracing a diverse group of candidates continues to be a priority. We visited the city's Hispanic Chamber of Commerce for their reaction to the 4 finalists. A spokesperson says the group is preparing to respond with a statement.
The great thing for me is that we have great choices. And I don't know that we could go wrong either way.
It'll be hard to pick which one, and I'll be interested to see how they field questions from people in the community.
Now, that community forum where the citizens will have a chance to interact with the 4 finalists takes place on August 14th right here at City Hall. You do not have to be present to take part. It will be streamed live as well. There is an opportunity for people to submit questions for the 4 finalists. The city has a link set up on its website. We will link to that through our website, fox4news.com. And City Manager Jay Chapa, who has the final say, or who will make the final decision, is said to, he plans to do that around Labor Day. That's the very latest live. Clarice, back to you.
Be very interesting to see how the candidates answer the questions on August 14th. All right, Dion, thank you.